Hey guys, this is THTB. Just here to talk about a few things. Um, First off, just gonna start off with the PowerUp tournament. As you may know, I participated in the Mortal Kombat 9 tournament there. It was the first MK9 major. If you watched the stream or kept up with the results, you've seen I placed fourth at the tournament. So I did it. So it was a pretty good showing for myself. It's my first ever actual placing within top 8 of a major. Let alone top 4. So it's kind of exciting to be capable of doing that. Since the tournament, I've been looking all around the internet, and actually I've been seeing a lot of people, saying, I stood out as probably the most impressive player, or, people are inspired to actually use Reptile now, since that is my main, and I use him throughout the tournament, and was the only character I actually used inside the tournament. Just random thoughts on it. It's actually kind of weird to think that people are playing a character, specifically your favorite character that you just pick because you like him. I've liked Reptile since he was brought in Mortal Kombat 1, and I ended up facing him. I was a little kid and I learned how to. I found out about how to actually get to him in SNES version, and ever since he's been a character that I've always enjoyed to play with throughout the Mortal Kombat series. So so I used him, and it's kind of weird to see that people are wanting to pick him up now or are inspired to just stick with him because I played in a tournament and placed pretty high. It's weird. It's kind of humbling also, because I have people, it's just people that will randomly, show up, and I'll be in streams and stuff, or, I'll be on YouTube commenting on stuff, and, people would be like, are you the same Reptile that was at PowerUp? I'll be like, yeah, and, they're like, good job on that and whatnot. It's kind of weird to, have everybody know who I am. And it's really humbling. Obviously it's my first high placing at a major tournament, so yeah. I just want to talk about a few other things, there's been a lot of talk about characters, in Mortal Kombat are just too powerful or too cheap. Everybody's complaining about Kung Lao, or complaining about Sub-Zero, or even Cyrax, Ermac, Noob Saibot, Scorpion, whoever. People are just complaining about them. And it's brought up a lot of talk, and people want to see, a lot of nerfs brought in for Mortal Kombat 9. I just want to say, first off, the whole idea of, being able to balance on the fly, it's pretty cool. You get to fix problems and whatnot that might stick out and might skew the scales of being fair and whatnot. But stuff like nerfs and whatnot, it's kind of hard to actually want to want to have nerfs done when the game's only been out for 3 weeks. There's only been one. I don't know if Hadokana is a major, but there's only been a handful of tournaments that have occurred for this game, people are still really getting used to the game, like including myself, including other top placers like Tom Brady. Well, he's had the game for a while, obviously. He's been playing for a while, obviously, but that's beside the point. Tom Brady's still learning a lot of new stuff. Perfect Legends learning new stuff. Guys like Job, Rio, whoever. We're all still learning, and we're still not playing the game to its peak. So just the thought of like nerfing characters right now is just I don't think we should do that. That should be done, or rather, because maybe eventually we'll find out that whatever is overpowering right now is just child's play later on. There's worse stuff, but but obviously, they're still gonna fix things. They're still gonna balance things. So, hopefully they do balance things properly, and just really adjust things that that they may want to check on, or things that that really need to be changed. Like stuff like Quan Chi's rune trap, inescapable rune trap. Things like Sonya or Cabal's Black Infinites with Sonya's military stance cancels and Cabal's dash cancels. That stuff definitely needs to be addressed. But other things like taking away Cyrex's bomb trap, or making Kung Lao spin even more unsafe than it already is, or just general stuff like that. Just wait till everybody gets used to the stuff, because eventually it probably could end up like Kung Lao probably can't get a spin off ever against a good player, or else he's gonna get hit really, really, really hard, or Cyrex is probably never gonna land a bomb trap or whatnot. Obviously, this stuff is we've been hearing discussion about this stuff being changed already, so it's stuff you don't have to worry about. But at the same time, what if it's not changed? And in the meantime, we'll have to deal with it, obviously, until those changes come. But yeah, we need to just let things play out for right now. Maybe wait like probably 4 months into the game's life, and then we can probably talk about what probably would need to be nerfed. And even then, you still probably will want another couple months. But yeah, just need to stop talking about this stuff. These players aren't winning tournaments because of the characters, obviously. They're really good players. Rio's extremely good. Like, if you think Rio sucks, honestly, you don't understand. But guys like Rio, guys like Tom Brady, Michelangelo over on the West Coast, Crazy Bone, Air, Scott, just everybody in general that has been placing well in tournaments, they're really good players. Don't try and undermine them because they use so and so character. And speaking of characters, the power characters right now, some people are probably curious as to what the top players think are the top characters right now. I'm not trying to say this to be a top player, to consider myself a top player or anything, because the game is early, and I'm good right now. Like I'm just I consider myself good, but I wouldn't consider myself a top player just right now, since it's so early, and only down the road will I truly consider myself a top player. But my top actually, it's kind of weird because I can't consider it like a top 3 or top 5, I have to go with like a top 7, like Tom Brady has posted over on Test Your Might. My top 7 is actually probably the exact same as his. In no particular order, I have Raiden, Sub-Zero, Kung Lao, Nightwolf, Reptile, Johnny Cage, and Cyrex. Those are the 7 characters that stand out to me as like probably that will probably end up being like the top tier, at least for right now. But just to go into a little detail about those characters, obviously you've seen what Kung Lao can do. He has a lot of tools. He's still really unsafe. Right now, obviously people don't know how to punish him, but just to give general notes, spin is really, really punishable if you know what to do. Johnny Cage gets full combo off of it. Ermac gets lift on reaction. It's not even that difficult to do. Reptile gets, a free dash. Sub-Zero gets dash in and combo. In general, fast specials punish it, and once you get used to it, eventually it's gonna be like just dash in and get your combo of choice. So that's why that's kind of why it doesn't. I wouldn't like to see it like made more unsafe, because it already is really unsafe, and once people get used to it, it's gonna really show exactly how risky that move is. But other than that, he's got really good pressure. It's really hard to actually read him because because of the factor of spin. Spin is good regardless of how unsafe it is. He has dive kick, obviously. His EX teleport is really good. His regular teleport is good as well. It helps him get around zoning and stuff like that. In general, he's just a really good character. Really, really complete. So yeah, but Sub-Zero, obviously, as you've seen, he's pretty good too. Ice Clone is one hell of a utility tool. You can use it for offense or defense. In a corner, it causes a lot of traps. At mid screen, it's a good wall of defense. And even with your back to the corner, it kind of like screws over with like teleport characters, like Raiden or Kung Lao, who teleport behind you, and like your back is in the corner, and you go to clone, and it pretty much sets it up right in front of you, and their teleports actually, in those particular situations, put them in front of you, so they teleport in the clone. It's really good. It's got a lot of setups and a lot of really, really, really dirty stuff you can use with it. In general, his ice ball is really good. You can't really trade with it without being put in a bad position. There's only a handful of characters that can actually trade projectiles with him and actually come out on top. Reptile being one of them, if you play it smart. Cyrex being another. But in general, he's got really good tools. His 2-2 is very, very, very good poke. It works as anti-air, anti-cross up, does all that. His corner game is really, really good, just on clone alone and all the traps he can do with it. So in general, he's just a really, really solid character. In my opinion, he's probably gonna have a lot of problems with characters that can get around clone easily, but it still doesn't mean he's a bad character. But that's just my personal opinion. That's how I think. I can't say anything further.